Oh, hello there. Yes, well, very close to the weekend. Hooray! Yes, indeed. Now, yesterday, there was a lot going on yesterday, one way or another, wasn't there? Yeah. The thing that was bubbling around all day were various boxers who may or may not be biologically male. Various groups of people that insist that there are only men and women, and there are only blokes and girls, and there are only big strapping boxers and timid females. Got themselves into a bit of a tizzy. I'll do a longer video about that at the weekend, I think, because all of those people that are biological absolutes and decry sexism in all its forms fall back on some old anti-feminist tropes when they get the first chance. Leaving that aside, if you want to read something really, really interesting, which is kind of has a bearing on what I'm going to say today, there's a brilliant piece in the Rolling Stone by Justin Glaw, who looks at pro-Trump election officials in various parts of America, strongly suggesting that come the November election, no matter what, they will refuse to certify for individual counties in American states, meaning that individual states cannot declare the results of their overall election, thereby throwing a whole spanner in the works of electing whoever it is. Ms. Harris, probably. Yes. Really intriguing look at that kind of long game that the right's been playing. There's a video attached as well from the gorgeous and pouting Brian, so you can watch that. Well worth a bit of your time. Intriguing, because it's the same sort of thing that we are beginning to see here with various people being kept in place because they're useful. Now, after yesterday, when I was sort of basically having a go at Damon Grimes and asking why it is that he hasn't been fired, well, it hasn't been fired because he will always do whatever the people above him tell him to. It doesn't really matter whatever his own particular opinions are. Luckily, they undoubtedly do dovetail with that kind of GB News, brown people are all wrong view of the world. But at the same time, he isn't going to do anything different, if you like, or difficult. So you think about someone like Loza Fox, who had to go. And realistically, he had to go simply because he is a loose cannon. You can't guarantee that he won't do something odd suddenly. Darren Grimes will just always plod along in his own particular, fairly nasty, bigoted way. But at least it's predictable. And today I just want to have a quick look at Leo Kearse, who very much treads the same sort of thing. Because there is an intriguing hole, if you like, at the centre of the Leo Kearse success story, in that a short while ago he suddenly disappeared from GB News and indeed Twitter and indeed all social media, which oddly, very oddly, coincided with Hope Not Hate, identifying him with a particular nasty, racist, you name it-ist bit of social media. And he just disappeared for, I think, a couple of weeks at least. Gone. There was no word whatsoever. He just gone. And then, voomf, overnight, he was back again. Voom, there he was again. Suddenly, and now he's basically sort of doing that newspaper roundup type show, along with a whole bunch of other people, where they come out with all the stuff that GB News pays them to come out with, which is basically that even though you can watch right-wingers drinking beer and throwing rocks at the police, you can be led to believe that they're only doing it because they're very cross because people like me make YouTube videos or something. But why exactly would you keep on a Leo Kearse? And like I say, well, it has to be. It can't be because he has some astounding insights, because he certainly doesn't do that. He always just comes out with a party line. But you know that he's going to do it. And if you think about J.D. Vance being announced as Donald Trump's running mate, he's a man that will quite happily sign anything in order to get ahead. He used to be sort of liberal leaning in his youth, but now he's simply taken the money. So if Donald Trump is going to want somebody who will go around and implement Project 2024, 2025 when he comes in, then JD Vance is going to be your guy. No questions asked. Doesn't really matter what the collateral damage is, because people like this have no real soul. They are the Nazi bureaucrats, if you like. They will simply plod along so long as they're okay. No moral compass at all. But it is intriguing. It is intriguing that nobody mentions any of this ever to Leo Kearse. Why exactly did you disappear? And how come you and the station have never denied that you were attached to those social media posts? Odd, isn't it? No. We're being set up, people. We are definitely being set up. There are lots and lots of little pieces being put in place so that when push comes to shove, a very, very, very authoritarian talking points can be pushed at us. It's happening right now. Yeah, it doesn't really matter whether or not you attack a mosque if someone who's Muslim is responsible. So long as you're stirring up that level of hatred, then, well, we never ever have to look at the class-based system in modern capitalism in the UK. It'll never happen, because after all, there's always some Bangladeshi or some bloke from Wales who maybe is quite dark-skinned for you to blame instead. Anyway, yeah, undoubtedly I'll do more about boxing at the weekend. It really is something to read this stuff. It's astounding how biology confuses so many people, because it's so easy, and at the same time they really do fall into a lot of traps. Anyway, do enjoy. Have a lovely one if you can do. I'm gonna go to work, I suppose.